I want to share something extremely powerful for you guys. You manifestors. You 144,000. You law of attractors. This is going to help you ascend to the next level of your spiritual wonders. This one phrase. And it goes, nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening for you. And the universe conspires for your benefit. Everything that is done to help you grow, to help you progress. It's a gift, really. It's a gift. It's a gift. I can't keep going. Okay, I am your man of letters. I am your boy. I am your boy Keith, and I'm here to play devil's advocate. You've heard that phrase, the one I just gave. I just heard it earlier this morning, and it drove me up the wall. Drove me up the wall. It's the same thing that drives me up the wall with everything's completely subjective. The extremely egotistical thought that my perception of reality is the only real reality, which is insane. It's insane. You believe it. You must know that to think that your perception of reality is the only real thing out there. I know what you guys have also heard. What you've also heard is that the universe is neutral. Oh, the universe is neutral until the introduction of perception. We are the ones that label things as good or bad. That good or bad doesn't exist out there. It's a human construct, and it's neutral. I can get behind that one a little more. The neutralness of the universe I'm a little more behind that one. But think about it. How in the world can the universe on one hand be neutral and not labeled as good or bad until humans arrive, but at the same time the universe is making sure that everything that happens to you isn't happening to you but for you, for your growth, for your betterment? You see the contradiction there, right? This is the spiritual age that we've turned into. Preaching on one hand the universe is neutral, and then preaching on the other hand that everything that is happening for you and not against you. I understand where they're coming from. This person that was making this video, I mostly believe they were saying catchphrases and saying all the things. Oh, you manifestors, you 1%, you chosen one. You ever seen that movie? Chosen one. I'm coming. Chosen one. I'm coming. Chosen one. I get the game. We gotta say the words that make people. Maybe I'm the chosen one. 1%. This message is for you. Maybe that's me. I'm the 1%. He's talking to me. Keith, how did you know I was one of the 144,000? Damn. How did you know I was the one? Morpheus? Damn, give me all the pills. Anywho, I understand the need to do it. It's the sort of the world we live in, and I understand why you would say something like everything that is done for you and not to you. I get that. And in some cases, so here's the distinction we need. Okay, now this is Keith being serious, not being a dick. We, as neophytes of philosophies and esoteric practices, us who are studying, who are sincerely and genuinely on the path of ascension and all of its muddiness, it is useful for us to know that yes, when bad things happen for you, you can transmute them into something good. A sudden terrible death can be transmuted for something good. A terrible narcissistic partner the lessons from that relationship can be transmuted for the better. Being ripped off in a business deal, you can use that to become better. That's all fine and dandy. But to say something like the universe, that nothing is happening to you, it's all happening for you, you know, the shitty relationships and the abuse and the trauma, which is what this person was saying, it's all good for you. It's there to help you ascend. The help of ascension is well, there is responsibility. Go to the dark side. Put yourself as a manipulator, someone that lies, as a politician. Put yourself as a politician. Imagine the power that you could have as a politician if you got the whole population to believe that everything that's happening for them is good. You guys have heard that phrase, doesn't matter what's happened in your life, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. You know what I mean? That sort of feel-good thing that makes absolutely no sense. Imagine if you were a politician and you got the whole population to believe that you could treat them like shit and that would be okay because it's for their own good. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. It's the most audacious thing to try to regurgitate to your following, to the world. And it on one hand, it just makes me bitter because people use cheap tricks to get ahead. And to use cheap tricks in a world like spirituality is the cheapest trick. Like business, if you're slanging shoes or cars or something, you know, without much substance behind it, and you want to use cheap tools, hell, I'll even help you develop them. But when it comes to something like spirituality and people really trying to overcome hardships and people really trying to make sense out of the heinous things in the world, people really trying to find peace and fucking happiness, you know, and doing it in a way that's satisfying and sustainable, to come in here and just sort of regurgitate catchphrases that on the surface seem great. Like, to go about your life, I'll play devil's advocate to myself, to go about your life thinking that everything that happens for you is something that makes you better, is happening for you and not to you, is good. Sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, but to understand that it's not okay to be a dick and just pass it off as this is good for you is insane. It's criminal. Like, I'm not buying it. I can't. I refuse. I ain't got the change to buy that shit. I don't even want to find the change. You could give me money to buy it. I could buy it with your money and I still wouldn't do it. No, I refuse. Yeah. So I know it's if you really want the nuts and bolts of existence, of reality, of your philosophy, whatever you're studying, the world, your experience, like, don't fall into the trap of ideologies, you know what I mean? And that's what's been happening with spirituality, is it's become a religion. It's become a dogma. So that video that I saw that made that statement, he said, you manifestors, you chosen ones, you 1% of the chosen ones, if you just don't think that anything's happening to you, it's happening for you. The reaction to that was overwhelmingly, hell yes. Thanks, dude. This is awesome. I needed to hear that. this makes me feel great. I feel great. It makes me feel so good. And we judge the value of something on how it makes us feel too much, a little too much. And I understand that that's another part of the dogmatic spiritual supply chain is that we've been on, is if it makes you feel good, then do it. How you feel about something is the end all say all. And again, I'm gonna have to say that's false too. If that was the case, discipline would be useless, or would be non-existent. There would be no such word as discipline, because discipline is doing something when you don't feel like doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I just got done with a 3-day distilled water fast. I wanted to eat. It would have brought me so much joy to have a goddamn taco. For 72 hours straight, all I thought about was food. And it is insane. I've never fasted before, you guys. If you guys have fasted, I guess, was that what you guys felt? But physically, I was fine for the most part up until like the last half day. But it was a battle of will. It was mental. I do not care how I feel. I don't care if I feel good. I don't care if I feel bad. I don't care if I feel excited. I don't care if I feel depressed. How I feel is irrelevant. I have a goal, and from the best of my abilities to attain that goal, I need to do these 10 things, regardless of how I feel. And back to that quote, that feel-good quote, and most of these one-liners in the spiritual, most of these dogmatic one-liners, that's all they are. They're things that make us feel good, but don't have actual depth when put under a microscope. We put them under a microscope, and we see, oh, this is actually pretty basic. It's a 2D. It's not even a 3D sample yet. This is terrible. What even? This makes no sense. When you think about it, it makes no sense. So what do you guys think? Is it better to... It might be, to be fair, playing devil's advocate to myself, it might be better for the majority of people to progress through life with these phrases that make us feel good but don't actually mean anything. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that. I am, but I'm open to it. Whoa. There we go. But I'm open to it, you know? If you guys are familiar with the Cabalion, the Hermetic philosophy, specifically in the Cabalion, it says, we are specifically asking the reader and teacher of these words to not portray this as a religion. For the love of God, do not portray this as a religion. Because when things turn into a religion, you start having dogma. Dogma is when you start believing in something without inquiring further. To a degree, it's useful, right? To a degree, it's nice to have someone you can trust that will give you information that you can just believe wholeheartedly, so that you can have more time working on the things that, working on your craft. So dogma to a degree is fine, but we've gone too far with spirituality. Again, the Cabalion was like, we specifically called this the Hermetic philosophy because philosophy always hints at an inquisitive mind, questioning things, validating things, reading something and going, hey, I understand that this is what these 4 people said, but when I look out into my personal reality, what am I experiencing? What am I seeing? What am I feeling? It's tough, to be fair. I'll try to hold still. My autofocus is going crazy right now. I just... One, that's what I'm here for. Chaboy is here to play devil's advocate to damn near every spiritual idea you will ever come across. And it's easy. If I'm being honest, shit's been mad easy because it's like... Yeah. What I feel like a lot of these people on YouTube are doing, at least this YouTuber, was they went, all right, I have these 6 check boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. Here's my mic recorder. I got these 6 check boxes. The first one says, I need to say law of attraction. The second box says, I need to say everything is happening for you, not to you. The third box, like attracts like. It's like they go down these lists of things that one must say when making a video like this. And I can't tell if they believe what they're saying, if they mean what they're saying, or if they're just trying to hoodwink people. I don't know. I really don't. Anywho, that was it. What do you guys think? Is it a little too much? You know, like, because I do nothing but devil's advocate videos, and a lot of times the responses are something like this: Keith, I love the video. I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's what he meant. What he meant was, you can transmute bad things into good ones. It's like, that's might have been what he meant, but it's not what was said. And that happens with all these videos they make like this. It's like, oh, that's not, they might have said that, but that's not, that's not how I understand it. And here's the thing, with words are fucking magic. Dude, like the way the subconscious mind is, the subconscious mind isn't concerned with what is reality or not. As long as you blast the subconscious mind with something enough, it will believe that as reality. You know what I mean? The subconscious mind, the passive mind, is completely receptive. All it does, not all it does, 80% of what it does is it takes in information. So what the feminine, the passive, the subconscious, it absorbs things. It takes things in. And it doesn't matter. Like, read books on mind control. Read books on hypnosis. Read books on manipulation and persuasion and dark psychology. I've read this shit over and over again. In every single one of these books, it says the only thing you have to do is repeat. Repetition. After a while, it becomes truth. Whether for the most part, people don't have a choice whether they believe it's true or not. At least their subconscious mind, right? Because I can make this video and I can snap people out of it. I can access their conscious mind. I can be like, hey, I know you passively believe something, but let's actively investigate what you believe, why you believe it. Does it actually make sense? And you can go, oh, actually, that doesn't make sense. Now that I think consciously about it, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now that I think about it. Where up until now, I believed it to be true. And the crazy thing is that remember I said 80% of you is, or 80% of the subconscious is receiving? Well, the other 20% is a sort of perpetual releasing of energy. I'll try to think of a good example. Would be something like, what you passively believe as truth, you will actively play out in your real life without having to think about it. So that's what the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is like how you talk when you're not thinking, or if you're not actively engaged in how you move your body. Oh, that's a good one. So we can say, if you hunch your shoulders a lot, there's a subconscious thing going on in your mind where you're closed out. This is psychology, where like if you cross your legs, or if you cross your arms, or if you cover your mouth with your hand, like these are all signs of what's going on in your head. And this is what detectives do all the time. This is part of the psychology shit. It's like, oh, are they closed off? Are they open? Are their feet open? Are their shoulders back? Right? Because that's a vulnerable state to be in. There's no protection. You're open. Come at me, bro. This says something on a subconscious level. And when you hear stuff like attracts like, or nothing's happening to you, it's all happening for you. When you hear that enough, your subconscious is going to believe it, and your external world is going to start to mirror that, because we consciously, our conscious active mind can only focus on one or two things at a time. Thank God we have something like the subconscious to sort of mitigate the goings on in our world, you know what I mean? They work in tandem, the feminine, the masculine, passive, active. Neither one is better than the other. Both equally as powerful. Both equally as useful. We just got to make sure that we're programming the subconscious with quality things. That should be the job, the number one job of your conscious mind, is to point your awareness at things that are useful, that are beneficial, that are going to help you, that are going to empower you. You know what I mean? Your conscious mind can be like making a plan for the week. Monday, I need to do these 3 things. Tuesday, I need to do these 3 things. You know what I mean? That's your active mind saying, all right, I need to make sure that my perception stays in these spheres. And that programs your subconscious mind to become those spheres. So that your inner mechanics, your passive mechanics change and start to emanate so that the things you're not... You know, am I making sense? It's a tag team, baby. And these dogmatic, spiritual, cookie cutter, feel good phrases are driving me up the absolute wall, man. It really is driving me up the wall. Anyway, actually, it's not. I shouldn't say that. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy looking at what people say and going, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm about to fact check this." Or I'm about to pause this video and think, actually, does that make sense? Is everything... I could give some really heinous, unfair examples on how the quote that I opened this with is useless. I don't want to. My Anubis guardians are barking, so they're letting me know that it's time to wrap up the video. Well, we talked for 22 minutes. I didn't mean to go that long. Let me pose for a thumbnail. Let me get a cool thumbnail. Like, this might be too cool though. I'm always afraid of being too cool. Like, how about this? I just be like, talking about dark psychology. Anywho, thanks for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel. If you liked what you heard, if you want to hear more, I have so much cool stuff. We go live every Monday evening, 6 Pacific Standard Time. Come join us. Come join the banter. I do what I do because mostly I need to make sense of the world, mine, and I need to make sure that I'm sort of holding the sphere accountable for the things we're saying. And it sometimes it comes back and back. All right, Anubis. All right, that's it. So thank you guys for being here. I'm your host, Keith, man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, and at the very least, a bit of entertainment. And I'll see you guys soon. All right, take it easy. Peace out.